Good morning, team. Happy Thursday morning. Wanted to do a quick video for midweek video from what we've seen thus far this week. We had the wild movements from the Fed meeting yesterday. As I mentioned, there's going to be some volatility, and we did see a nice big spike up after the announcement where they only raised 75, which was what the market was expecting. They did not want to see a 100 point basis point hike, so we did not see that. And then Powell kind of mentioned some in wordings where like we might slow down the rate increase. In other words, instead of another 75, and the next one maybe 50-25. So that's why kind of the market jumped. But here's what I'm noticing. I'm going to go to the daily in a second, but I wanted to show you this lower time frame so we can kind of dig in a little bit deeper on what I'm seeing here. Okay, so back on earlier in the week, this is the high, and if you notice, we got right to it. We got right to it. I'll go over these things real quick, but I want to kind of miss this right here. When I saw this right here, that we kind of hit that same top right there, I started looking at potential shorting opportunities if we did not clear that. So when I saw that bar close below that, and then the next bar, this bar right there, when I saw that bar close below the close of the previous bar, I started shorting the market. So I bought some SQQQs in the last half an hour of the day. I bought some TQQQ puts. I shorted about, I think, 50 shares of not Netflix, Nvidia. It was up a lot in the day, and everything was just hitting resistance. I'll go over my positions in a second, but I wanted to kind of go into the day today, like basically delta neutral. I got out of my shorts early yesterday. I made a good profit on those, and I put some longs on yesterday. Obviously, with this nice big spike up there, nice big up there, I made some nice profits on my longs. And I was mentioning I was taking some profits off on PLAB and raising my stops to at least break even on all the other ones. So I'll go over my positions and what I have right now. But I saw the market just kind of toppy coming off this levels here, just because of what I explained here. So I was too long exposed, and I was profitable. I am profitable, but I wanted to kind of hedge in a not hedge as far as like shorting futures and so forth, but I wanted to hedge my portfolio and go delta neutral. So I'm currently, I think, like just like negative like 15 delta, where I'm normally, if I'm long anywhere between 300 and 600 delta. And if I'm short normally between 100 and 200 delta. So I'm pretty neutral right now. But this is my reasoning behind it. I want to show this to you guys. When I saw this kind of reversal here, and I got confirmation, very important, I got confirmation on the next bar. That's when I started shorting. And then, I'm profitable on those to the end of the day. The futures are down a little bit. I think that right now close to about 100 points, about 6 a.m. They were down about 130 a little while ago, about 5 o'clock or so when I started doing my research. So we might have a little, just kind of reversal just because of the move up we had, and then people might take some profits. So here's what I'm seeing. This is a nice big gap here. So I just don't see this huge of a gap not being filled. So what does that mean? From 306 back to like 298, that's a big drop. This could happen. I mean, this could definitely happen. Maybe not today, but we might kind of back and fill this. We also have this other gap right here. This right here is another gap. Okay, that we had from here that it still hasn't got filled. So this is the one I was mentioning before that would get us back to 290. And guys, there's still this little gap right here. This little gap right here in the 288 range. Okay? We had this little gap here. We kind of came down to it right here, but we never made it all the way down here in this day, and we just took off. And then here we stopped right here. So there's this little mini little, see, this one got filled right there. It got filled right there, obviously. This one got filled right there. So this one got filled right there. So this big gap right here alone, this alone is back to 298, 295. Because if you really want to fill it, you got to go back to 295 to fill this. So it's a big drop. There's a big drop potential here. That it could happen anytime soon. Just be wary of that. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, tomorrow, or next week, but this is very unlikely that it'll remain unfilled in the next 3 months, or whatever. Just because it was a big move. It was a good, almost 4 5 point move. Okay, so I want to share that. And the daily. Why is this taking so long? Let's see if we can look at the. Okay, so this is not. Let me pause this. Okay, I kind of paused the video because I wasn't getting a reply from Marcus Smith. But here we go. Okay, so on the daily, we basically like I mentioned. Let me go to the QQQs. Like I mentioned, in the 15-minute, this right here is that right there. So we kind of came back to that same spot we were earlier in the week, and that we reversed from. We got right to it again. We never got above this little trend line that I had here, and we started reversing. Like I said, we're down a little bit in the futures. The good news is the 21 and the 50 are still holding. Even if we reverse back, it should be, even if we close those gaps, it should be right to the 50 that I mentioned before, the gap to 298, 95, and so forth. It should be in that area. So hopefully we hold these key levels, and then we can continue to go higher from there. The S&P, same thing, kind of hit his head right at the line. You see, it never got triggered. We still kind of like down below 400. That 400 is kind of like the key level. Also shorted some SPY, just in the same kind of scenarios I was talking about when I saw that reversal right there. It's also a gap here on the SPY. So I mean, this has to get filled. Again, I don't know when, but we will eventually go down to fill this. Okay, so here's what I have as far as my positions. I had some Apple that I had when we saw this kind of take out this line right here. I picked up some right here. So it's down a little bit. Again, I'm delta neutral, so whether we up 400 points or down 400 points, my portfolio is not going to fluctuate that much. I'm just going to kind of ride the ones that I have long. If you go long, I'll ride those up and stop out of my shorts for 1 to 2% loss and make about 5 to 7% gain on my longs. And if it goes the other way, if we have a 100 point down day, 200 point down day, like a big down day, my longs are obviously going to be stopped out. And like for example on Apple, if we go down 2 points on Apple, that's only going to be a 1% loss. So I'll take a 1% loss on Apple, and I'll pick up a 7, 8, 9% gain on my SQQQs and TQQQs. So either way, I'm looking at a win-win scenario by being delta neutral. I'm going to stop that immediately on the one that's going the wrong way and ride the ones that are working. So this is what I have right now. I'm going through my portfolio, what I'm currently holding right now. So I have Apple long. I'm long Apple right now with a stop below 154. EVH. I'm long EVH. Okay, my stop is right here, this little shelf. So I'm long EVH. FAF. I'm short FAF. Okay, I shorted it here when I saw this kind of little resistance level here kind of break out, and the market not really taking it above this gap here. So I'm short here. And again, everything I'm currently holding, max, it's a 3% stop. But 90% of what I'm holding, it has a 1 to 1.5% stop on the wrong side, because I'm delta neutral. So if we go down a lot, my longs are going to be stopped out at 1 to 1.5%, and obviously my shorts are going to be making 3, 5, 7% gains. If we go up, my shorts are going to be immediately stopped out at 1%, and then I'm writing my longs. F FTAI. I am short FTAI. Short. Okay? It's 2170 right here. It's kind of like my line in the sand. I saw this come up here. I just don't see this being taken out. And if we do take it out, kind of like somewhere around here, if we kind of get up this from 2203, which is basically like 50 cents. Again, it's going to be less than 3%, like I mentioned. If you go up another 50 cents, that's going to be my stop out. But again, if you go down, this might go down with it. It's below 200. So that's what I have for this one. HAE. I am long HAE. I took it right there when you clear this little line. That was my buy right there. I've been profitable on it for a couple days, and I have a break even. Stop right here. So I am profitable on this one. I'm profitable on all of them. Like I said, I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but my stops are very, very tight, guys. HWM. That's another one that I have. I am long HWM. Okay, I am long HWM. My stop is I think my entry was like right here, and my stop is like right here. So it's less than a 1% stop. Jeff, I am short Jeff. I shorted Jeff yesterday when it reversed right here. With this kind of 33.26 area as my, anything over 33, 33, 33, 35, 33, 36, around there, it's kind of my stop. If you go beyond this and kind of get above this little cup, I shorted this here. What else? Nvidia, like I said, when I saw this huge move yesterday, and we hit our head right in that line, this little trend line right here, it never kind of triggered it, and it reversed back lower. Same thing with the market. I saw that. The next bar was reversal. I shorted it right there. I have a 181 stop. So if you get above 181, which is kind of like taking out this high right here, that's my stop out. And if you go lower, I'm very profitable. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here when I shorted Nvidia. I'm looking for if the market reverses, Nvidia is going to reverse a lot more. It's got more beta than the market, more than one. Nvidia Plaid. This is one that I took profits. I had 500 shares. I took about 300 shares yesterday. A nice profit yesterday when it broke above 23 here at 23.10, 23.20. I took some profits on this one. I still have it. My stop is right here. If it comes inside here, that's my stop, and my entry was back here. So either way, I'm going to have a very, very good profitable trade on this one. Made a nice move. Again, if we tank, my stop is right here. I'll still make about 5-6%. And if we go higher, another point or so, I'll make another 5-6%. So either way, this turned out to be a very good winner. Again, the SPY, like I mentioned, I shorted the SPY. It's down a little bit. So I'm short the market here in the SPY. Very small positions. SQQQ, like I said, I'm long SQQQ, which means that I'm short the market. This is an inverse, as you guys know, ETF. So if the market goes up, this thing goes down. If the market goes down, this thing goes up. So the futures are down right now. So this is up. So I'm already 2% up this morning, whatever that means. So when I saw this reversal here again in the market, so I'm definitely gonna get stopped out below the 200 here, and I'll just let the profit ride if the market keeps going down. If the market goes up, somehow reverses, I'm gonna get stopped out of this guy real quick, and it's gonna be a minimal 1.5% loss. With the other one is TQQQ. I'm short this. I'm short TQQQ. The same thing. There's a triple inverse ETF in the market. So if the market goes down a little bit, I'm gonna be profitable in this today. And what else? WPC. I've had it for a couple days. Reversed back a little bit, but it's kind of still pinning at 21. I bought some right there 3 days ago when it got above the 21. So I'm profitable in this. I'm just barely. I sold into strength the last couple of days. So I took out about 55% of my positions of my position in this. The 45% that I still have, I have a break even stop right here. So even if it's down, this is down today. I'll probably be down like 0.5% from yesterday, but it's still overall in the position. I'll be at break even on those shares, but overall profitable because I took profits into strength. You always gotta take profits into strength. And then the last one, XPI. I like XPI overall long term. Again, I picked this up back here when it was at 79, 78, 79 something, just kind of breaking over 80. I picked it up. So I took some nice profits yesterday. I took about, I think it's like 35% off yesterday. So I still have 65% of my position. And if it comes down today, like I said, I'm gonna get stopped out below, yesterday's low. So it'll be kind of like a, break even to a 1% gain if I do get stopped out today. That's kind of what I'm holding. I'm seeing today, especially like towards the end of the week, after a big, huge 400 plus point up yesterday, almost 400 points we hit yesterday. I'm seeing a nice little reversal happening today. So I position myself accordingly with a basically delta neutral portfolio. I also saw this right here. I want to show you. I'm going to bring this into the screen. And if you can see this, or I can't do lines like I do on this here, but let me see if I can kind of bring this back. Here we go. Okay, so I have my little trend line here drawn from the high from this is a 39-minute chart because it kind of reflects the market in full 30-minute increments for the day for the week rather than half an hour a shot. So I saw this kind of reversal, the same thing here. Look at this little candlestick here. When it got to the high of this previous day, it kind of cupped its way. That was the entry right here if you want to go long, and that was the with the Fed thing. And then it came up to the same little spot right here. And then what did it do? It reversed right back down again. That's why I shorted the market here. I saw this technically being a very, very low risk entry. Why? Because if I'm wrong, it's just above the line, I'm wrong. So I got stopped out. I'm right there. Below the line, in this particular case, I'm short, I'm profitable. If it keeps going lower, all that is profit. If it goes higher, my stop out is 1.5%. So that was why I shorted when I shorted yesterday, the last half an hour of the day. Okay, all right. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I really hope you took profits yesterday. It was a very, very, very big, strong day. Don't ever be a pig. If the market gives you a big, strong day, take some profits. Take some off the table and just bank some profit, and then just kind of free roll the remaining shares that are break even, so you guarantee yourself a winning trade no matter what. Again, I'm not going to be adding anything today as far as new transactions. I'm going to be reducing my exposure today by either being stopped out of what I currently have if it goes the other way from the position, or I'm going to be raising stops and taking profits. So if we have let's say we have a big down day. Right now the futures are down 92 points. Let's say we have a 200 point down day today for some reason. Well, I'm definitely going to be closing out some of my shorts because I'm going to be taking profits into those. And I would have been stopped out of my longs. So I would have taken a 1 to 1.5% loss on my longs. And I'll probably be taking a 7 to 8% gain on my shorts and reducing that exposure to 50%. And then the other 50%, I break even and let that roll if we continue to go lower. Okay, that's my game plan for today. All right, guys, be safe, be nimble, be disciplined, and trade your plan.